Well, it's always a good thing when we're both here on time because I'm usually the one running a little bit behind. I've
Oh,
figured out how to move the QR code over to the side so people
I love it.
can visit our website if they'd like. I'm Gwen Peterson, founder of Spiritual Communities Network and creator of Insights and Illuminations. This is my friend, sidekick, cohort, every other kind of adjective you can add that is inspiring and illuminating. Denise Flood. Introduce yourself, Denise.
Yay! Oh, I feel like I've just like won a championship, like something. Okay. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Funny Friday. I'm Denise Flood from Change Your Frequency, Change Your Life, and it is my absolute pleasure to be here with Gwen.
Big hug. Happy birthday.
Oh, yay. Yes. And it was really, really nice. It was nice. Yeah.
Good. Kids. Did the kids spoil you?
Absolutely. I had what I like to refer to as a Miami cake. It was a triple dulce de leche.
I saw that. You posted a
Oh,
picture of it on, what was it, Facebook or something?
yeah.
And yeah, that looked pretty amazing. It just looked like layers and
Ooh.
layers and layers of goodness.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And then I had another friend send me uh, those tower boxes. So
Oh,
I had to bring some here because I had to share it around because wow, that's an awful lot of sugar to have in your home. Just going hello.
I know Shelby and Misty came back from their whirlwind tour of Toronto, and
Ah,
he brought back some goodies as well. And I was just like, it was like flavored, these flavored popcorn things. And one was
okay.
maple, was it maple cotton candy and something else? And I started to have some of it. I was like, ooh, this is really sweet. We're going to
Yes,
have to pace ourselves.
yes, it can be dangerous. They have that maple popcorn up north with that real maple syrup. I mean, it just put a little bit of toasted pecans in there.
Stop it. Stop
Mm,
it.
okay, I will stop it. Uh, but
But that cake looked amazing. Tell me a little more about what it all had.
oh well, it is a Latin specialty, the dulce de leche. And you know what a good cook I am. I am grateful that it was presented to me. And it had, well, I don't cook a whole lot. I love Instapot, which, as you know, how is the Instapot going? Notice how I'm deflecting the cooking back to you?
I'm having fun with it. I'm having
Yeah.
fun. Well, okay, so it was the cake, and then it looked like it had a ton of some kind of creamy frosting just dolloped on the top.
Oh, yes. Real whipped cream. Yeah. And then the little, those chocolate ribbons, like one's white and one's milk chocolate. Yeah. And then a few dark chocolate shavings.
Nice. Yeah, it looked
Oh,
really, really good.
it was good. And they make the good Cuban coffee over here too. At home, like on the stove with a little pot that goes
Oh,
together and the
yeah.
grounds are, and it, oh man, liquid gold.
You have to have that when you have that much sugar. Yeah.
Well, this is why Miami, my 11 o'clock Friday, it was very short, but I did get on and I said, comparing the frequencies of where you are versus my life in the country. All serene, looking at the koi ponds, gazing out at the pine trees versus Miami.
Eating your whole grains and nuts. And then you go to Miami and it's sugar overload with a heavy dose of caffeine.
That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. It all comes back so naturally. I lived over here for like 40 years. So you just get back in the zone, but it is different. And then just to feel that difference, but still be really, really happy and joyful with it. So no
Yes.
matter where you are.
So you're in Miami visiting that kitty, the grand
Yes.
kitty.
He's in a little hammock above my head. Let me see if I can just
Little Gorgonzola. I was showing
wait
Misty a picture you had
there.
posted of him.
He's, oh, there you go. Can you
Oh,
see
look
that?
at him. He is
There's a little
amazing.
hammock up there.
And he's got his head resting on the stoop. They're
Uh-huh.
so funny. Cat, I have a cat too, and
I love it. It's so good for my heart right
crack,
now.
they crack me up.
They
Yeah,
do.
I'm sorry about the passing.
You
Tara.
know what? Did I show you that picture? Because that just really blew me away and made my heart feel like immediately. That next morning, I was sitting having my coffee alone on my front porch for the first time. And I look out, and in front of me, there is all the trees in my front yard. There is one palm, like one of those big flat palms, and it is reflecting the morning sun off of only that one leaf. And that tree was where Mona's remains are.
Oh,
And we adopted them together. So it was like just telling me, I saw this vision of her just saying, "It's okay, Mom. I met him on the other side of the bridge. We're good. We're waiting for you." It
oh,
really, it was a beautiful, like that picture just, but at the
it is.
same time,
It is
it's tough.
emblazoned on your heart
It,
forever.
it is, but it's good to come over and have a little live cuddly
Kitty
buddly.
love,
Yes.
little kitty love. Yeah,
Is
I
your
know.
kitty a lover or is your kitty a
No,
standoffisher?
he's an attacker. He's an
He's an attacker.
He's an
Okay.
attacker kitty. Yeah, he's been he's sassy, but we love him anyway. He
We
just,
had one of those.
he, he'll be like, come, rub the belly. And whenever
Oh,
if somebody comes to visit, he usually hides. He doesn't come out. And sometimes he will. And if he comes out, he'll sometimes lay himself out in front of the person and he'll be like, rub the belly. And I'll be like, don't even try to touch him. Don't even try and touch him
oh.
because he'll attack you. And they're like, oh
Ah.
no. And they reach down, and sure enough, he just grabs with all four paws and like he grabs with the two front ones and then tries to gut with the back ones while he's mauling your wrist. And it's like, yeah, that's not a good thing.
I am warned. See, nobody has to tell me twice. They don't
Oh,
have to tell me
Sandra.
twice.
Sandra watched him while we went away for
Mhm.
the few days. I mean, he would have been okay. We had, plenty of food and water out
Oh,
for
but
him. But
that's nice.
it's just
Yeah.
like, oh no, somebody should, pop in
Yes,
and see
check in.
him.
Absolutely.
I'm like, it's 2 days.
Aw.
Be okay. But so I asked Sandra if she would do it, and she said, yeah. So she came over to say hi to him because it'd been a while and everything. And he just kind of looked at her. And I said, now remember, Sandra, this is not the kind of kitty cat you are going to chase down and love up. And if he comes to you, it's not because he wants attention. And so she's like, okay, okay. So sure enough, 2 days into the trip, I get a text that says she went over to check on him. He came out and he started growling at her and was going to bite her. And so she had to kind of make a quick escape. And she went. I said, don't even go back the next day. I said, just let him be. He's just let him be. I said, if you really feel like he needs your attention, just push a bowl open the door, push a bowl in and close the door. And so she said she went back in and everything was fine, the next day. But he's just, and he's funny too, like at bedtime, if it's time when he feels we should be going to bed, he will come in and he will start to maul our legs. And it took us a little while to figure out what he was doing, but it was not the biting part, but to figure out what it was he wanted. Why was he mauling us? And he was doing it at the same time every night. So what it was is like, I think at like 11 o'clock, he wanted us to turn off the TV. And it was like,
Very deliberate about what he wanted, huh?
yeah. So, we would turn off the TV at 11. When he'd come into the room, we'd turn it off and it stopped it. And then after a little bit, we went back to, he seemed to let that go, but he was in a mood. And yeah, he's
Oh,
just like that.
wow.
But he's our buddy. Like right now, I think he's on Misty's bed, cuddled,
Oh,
cuddled
yeah,
into a
I've
blanket.
seen him a few times via the internet star that he is.
Yeah. He is a nut. Yeah, I'm making a blanket for Misty's boyfriend, a Georgia Tech blanket with their
Okay.
logo on it. And he loves the cat loves when I make things. Or anybody who,
Okay.
you know what, anybody who's listening to this who has a cat who crochets or knits, they'll tell you they almost go together. People who crochet or knit usually have cat. And if they do, they'll always take a picture of them laying on the item. Because cats go where the vibration's high. And yeah, so they'll go there and lay on whatever it is that you just soaked love into, and they just
Aw.
love it up. Only problem is her boyfriend's allergic to cats. I said, so we're gonna have to wash it
Gee,
before we take
yeah,
it over.
yeah. Put it on that. My washing machine has an allergene setting.
Okay.
If you need to use it, let me know.
Is it like a steam
I think
or
it's a
something?
steam.
Because I think mine has steam on it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
But if it doesn't,
Okay, I appreciate that.
yay.
Appreciate that. I think just a wash will take out whatever danger's on it, and I'll toss it into a plastic bag, keep the kitty off of it. But you know
Yeah.
what? Misty got to meet her boyfriend for the first time on Sunday because they
What?
had their layover in Atlanta they changed their layover so that they'd have like 4 hours.
Okay.
So that her boyfriend came over from Korea. He's going to school at Georgia Tech, like I mentioned. So he, being right there in Atlanta, they got together and met for the first time. So Shelby got to meet his dad, and they talked, did some, conversation as dads do. And then the two men left and left the kids. They had lunch or dinner at one of the restaurants there. And then the dads left and left the kids to just kind of hang out and walk around because, Atlanta's airport outside of
Yeah.
security, it's like a mall.
Right. Right. Oh my word. You can get lost easy.
Yeah. So the kids went around and they went walking around, and it was
Nice.
so sweet. So yeah, that was the
Was it
first
his first
meeting.
trip to the States?
No, he's been here before. His dad was teaching at one of the universities some time
Oh,
back. So
wow.
when he was
Cool.
younger, he was here in
Nice.
the States for a little while. And then right before COVID, he has, I think, a scholarship or something. He's going to Georgia Tech for computer science, working
Okay.
on his doctorate. And so he had come over and he was all set to start school, and then COVID hit, or I think after the first term, because when did it hit? In the March. So he
Right.
had already
Right.
started in August. So he had
Right.
already started school. COVID
Okay.
was coming. There was all the hubbub about that. And he was like, well, I probably should get back to Korea and be with family. So he flew back, took care of his conscription, and because they have to do 2 years in the
Yes.
military. So he did that while he was waiting out the COVID lift and getting back into school and stuff. So now he's back got his apartment, and he got a car, and he's getting a license so he can drive, and just all kinds of fun stuff. And
Oh,
I
that
said, well,
is
that'll work
fun. Oh
out
my
nice for him
gosh.
to visit.
Yeah.
He'll have a car to get in to come over. So that was all great. But here's what's super sweet, just to show how sweet this kid is. He gave Misty some keychains. She has a keychain collection. And he said that he put his scent on those, like he touched them all up. And he says, maybe you could lay them out. He goes, because I read up on cats, and cats they're scent animals. So he said,
Right.
if you leave my scent out, he'll get used to my scent and he won't be so standoffish. So he plans to do a big introduction with the cat at some point. So
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh
is
my
that cute?
gosh. Yes. That, and that's so adorable to watch because I'm watching that happen here. And it's like when I see them just, they're such good parents. It's that he would be, like a good kitty dad.
I think
That's
so.
important.
I mean, who's there?
Who
Who
thinks of that?
that? Yeah, who
Right.
having an allergy, so you're not thinking cats anyway, and you don't have one, and yet your girlfriend who's on the other side of the world has one, and you're like figuring out what cats like and don't like, and how you can be its best buddy. You know.
I love that. Oh, this is
It is
fun.
too. He did
Yeah.
something else too, but I can't quite remember what it was. But he did something else too, early on about the cat, and I was just like, wow, he's sharp. He's a sharp kid. He really is sharp. He's
That is okay. 2 thumbs up. I have my 2 big toes up too because
don't get a toe
that's that's that is the seal of approval times 2.
so much.
Yeah,
I'm so
that's so
excited.
fun. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, we had Charlie. Do you remember Charlie the black cat?
Vaguely.
Yeah, he was the ruler of the roost
Oh,
over
okay.
both dogs. There's a picture
That was what, a
I have
few
to
years. He passed a few years ago, right?
he passed during COVID.
Hmm.
Yeah. It was all so hard taking your pets during COVID. But he was quite a character and he was the ruler of the roost over everybody. But there's a picture I'm going to put up with, I'll find it. It's Tarzan and Charlie is looking at Tarzan, and Tarzan is like, I mean, it really looks like it is the most hilarious picture. And he would tell on Charlie because Charlie would sit on the top of the couch, and when he'd pass, he'd bat him. He'd bat Tarzan like on the butt, and Tarzan would be like, "Oh!" and he'd come tell on it.
Mama, he's beating up on me again. Oh,
Yes.
they're
Oh,
funny.
and that's a 90. He was at that time like 90 pounds, and Charlie was maybe I don't know, 18. He was a pretty big cat.
It's this guy. He's 16, and yeah,
Maybe he was 16. Yeah,
this
because he
guy's
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're big cats. Yeah, that's the 18
and
pounds
he
is a
was
big
this
cat.
itty bitty when Krista rescued him out of the neighbor's shrub, and it was a bottle fed baby, which is why they say we didn't correct him enough because there was no. We were just like ooshy ooshy ooshy.
Yeah, you know what? They have their personalities. Like this guy, he is just he wants what he wants, and he
Okay.
knows. I think I've told you if he wants something, and we're not give if we haven't clued into what he's doing and that he's trying to get our attention, he'll start to smash things. He'll
Oh
start he'll
no.
he'll throw things on the ground and knock things, like if he goes in the bathroom, if there's no water in his little bowl. Well, there's water in the bowl. Get this. There's water in the bowl. It's just not fresh water. It's not fresh enough. If it's
Fresh enough.
not
Right. It's
fresh
even
enough,
fresh. It's just not fresh enough.
he
Okay.
throws you can hear things falling into the sink. My
Oh my
my
gosh.
essential oil bottles going into the bottom of the sink. Or if he wants butter, he likes butter. A little dab of butter. And butter, it helps with his hairballs. So it's not that I don't want to give him butter. It's just sometimes I don't realize he wants it. So what he'll do is sit on the one counter. And if I don't notice because I'm doing something, you'll hear things start to fall off. Like he'll jump over to the table and throw the mouse to the computer on the floor.
Oh my gosh. No.
All of a sudden you'll hear something like kind of rustling on the table, and you'll be like, what? And he'll be looking right at you in his little paw. And you're like, no, and he'll hit it one more time and you'll go, no. And then he'll just throw it on the ground.
There's a video I've seen of a cat doing that, and then the owner had picks up a toy cat and just does it himself, and then takes the cat and goes the toy and goes, and the cat, all of a sudden you see the cat push the thing back to where it belonged. It's the funniest video. It's like the guy is using the toy kitty as a demonstration aid and
That's what
training
I'm
the
gonna do
cat.
to you. Yeah, I know. I don't even think
It
Kitty
was
he'd be like, yeah, sure, right.
right,
He'd
right.
try
If you
that.
could catch me, yeah, try that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, funny.
He'll get really mad at Misty for different reasons. And I'll be like, you can just hear me. He'll be growling, and then you'll hear, ow, ow, ow. And he'll be like in this fur ball zipping around, and she'll be trying to scruff him to try to take him outside. And she'll be trying to scruff him. And I've noticed lately I can go, no. And he'll just stop. And Misty's
Okay.
like, what's happening here? I go, I don't know, but he seems to listen to me now.
You should be so lucky that let's see. Let's hope he doesn't get over that.
I can't say the same for
Mhm.
Shelby, though. He still comes over and the cat still mauls him. So we still
Oh,
haven't figured out. I don't know if it's because he wants him to remember who rules the roost here. This isn't your
that
home. This
there
isn't
you
your
go.
home, mister. This is
Oh,
my home.
now how does he treat the dog?
Oh, like when I babysat last week, Shelby brings
Yes,
over the big pillow that Nelson lays on, because
right,
he's a long, with him being a basset hound, he's a pretty big dog. So he's got a
right.
huge pillow that he sleeps on. As soon as that pillow hits the ground, the cat lays right in the middle of it, and the dog is not allowed on it. And Nelson's good with that. He's like, I'll just go lay on the bed, or I'll go lay on the couch. That's okay. You could lay there. One time, Kitty got up and Nelson jumped on the pillow to lay down, and the cat came up. And I thought of this when you were saying how Tarzan and the cat,
Yes,
that
yes.
standoff. That's what happened. Is Nelson was sound asleep, and I walked in, and here's the cat just staring at him, like inches from his head, just staring at him, like, what are
No.
you doing? How is it you are sleeping on my pillow? Nelson's just so they do good. They do good together.
Oh, that's funny. Well, they know they have their own pecking order, so
Yeah, our
yeah.
cats and dogs, probably like in your house, the cats and dogs
Oh,
they overlapped. So like
yeah,
um the cats, because we've had cats before. So the cat previous to him overlapped the two golden retrievers, and then this cat overlapped the golden retriever and Nelson.
right, right. We
So
had that. We've had that for too many years to count, like 30 years, 40 years, and then was it. It's empty now.
yeah. So
But look, I
you gonna
feel
bring
good.
anybody
Look,
home?
no, no, I'm gonna come and do kitty sitting. There, there.
Oh, good job, baby.
I know, and I feel privileged because she got a little bit traumatized at the vet. So to be coming in and sleeping with me as
Mm.
I chat, I feel like she's like, okay. Yeah. She had little rescue kitty issues.
Aw. So is
Yeah.
she a cuddler?
She cuddles with them. She just has like to get used to, it's been a couple of months now. So strangers or people. So she's hanging out. She let me pet her a few times, but I'm also trying to be very like I don't want to rush her. Even though all my instincts go, oh my
Do them.
god,
Do them.
yeah.
Do the grandma smothering. Go ahead.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing the okay overlighting diva of cats. Be here now. I was trying the Crocodile Dundee thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Oh my goodness. I was watching Gunsmoke last night, and what the episode I was watching was this guy who had been living in he got lost in the desert and didn't know where to go, and he had found like this water hole, but he didn't want to go too far from it because he didn't want to die from thirst. So he didn't so for 20 years he lived by this watering hole in the middle of the desert. So when Festus, I don't know if you remember that show.
yes,
So when
yes.
Festus ends up there with him, and Festus starts to see how crazy this guy is, because think of Castaway.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
you know how he had, what was it, a soccer ball or something?
Yeah, volleyball, I think.
Volleyball. So you have that, and then so on Gunsmoke, this guy, Festus wakes up to this guy talking, and he looks at him to see who he's talking to. He's talking to a rattlesnake. He, over the years, he's befriended a rattlesnake. He feeds it little mice that he catches for it and everything. So he's friended this rattlesnake. So yeah. So that's what the Crocodile Dundee thing. That made me think of that, the rattlesnake thing.
Wow, right? Oh, hold on. Sorry. Clearing my throat. It's the difference between the east and the west coast of Florida.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
What else is new? We're getting close.
I was going to tell you, when you were talking about Gunsmoke, we started watching Matlock. Do you remember that show?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And the special guest star, because they always have one each. Back then, they always had one.
Right.
Was Dick Van Dyke, who is another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like Dick Van Dyke
And
too.
he played the criminal, which was unusual because he diagnosed as murder, and he always played all those nice parts, zippity, step in time. Remember? I'm a fan. Can you tell? I love him.
I do Perry Mason.
Oh, do you know they have a new Perry Mason? And I like the old Perry. Do you ever watch Ironsides?
You know what? Ironside just didn't have the same. There was something about Perry Mason that
Yes.
just really, maybe it was because they always had those guest stars on it. And maybe now it's even more so because those guest stars it's real nostalgic with them. Like the Gunsmoke I watched last night, the guest star was, what's his name? He was in that movie with Barbara Streisand, Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Red. Wait, no, that's not his name.
Red Button.
Redford.
Redford. No. Nick Nolte and Barbara Streisand did that that one where she was the psychiatrist and he was the sexually abused patient.
Okay, I
No?
might not have watched that one. Might have been one that I couldn't see.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. King of Tides.
Okay.
King of Tides. I watched that. It was really, really, really good. But you know what? It's really, really hard to watch.
Yeah, I might not be able to do that one.
How some of those things can be. So anyway, but he was on the Gunsmoke thing as one of the new sheriffs for this one town. And he was like, gosh, 19, 20 years old, something like that. Just,
Isn't that funny when you see him so young? Whippersnapper. Oh, you have been watching the show. Whippersnapper.
So yeah, I love watching it because I'm like, okay, it's like guess that star because everyone has at least one. Some of them have two, and it's like, oh, that's the mom from Little House on the Prairie. Oh, look it's what's his face from blah blah.
Yes, yes. Oh, I like, you know what I've started watching? Carol Burnett, like the season one, where it's like
Is it
really,
the Carol Burnett and Friends?
um,
Is it that one? Because I
I think
started
it's
recording.
before that one. Let me think, because I don't know that it's,
The one was
yeah,
the Carol Burnett and Friends. I haven't started
that's
watching
Harvey
before.
Korman and
Yeah,
yeah, and Vicki Lawrence and the other guy. Yeah, I love them all together.
because I'm
This
gonna.
might have been pre that.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I saw the two different shows because I watch MeTV, or at least that's where I'm recording these off of is MeTV, and
Oh, I'm not familiar with them.
it MeTV is like channel 2 or 4 or something. It's
On
like
what?
on regular TV, just I think it's like channel 2 or 4. It's called
Oh,
MeTV.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Do you have cable at all?
No, I have just the plug in the back of my TV from the internet.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's on regular TV. I wanna say
They
it's on
do some live TV. I'd have to look. Oh my goodness.
I
Are
think if
you
you just
moving?
turn it.
Uh-oh. Okay, I have to
Oh, is the
show.
baby coming down?
Okay, wait. Oh no, you're
Oh,
not going to
no, he's
open your
all
eyes.
stretched out.
There we go. Can you see?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Stretchy kitty.
This is,
You need to get some toys for him.
oh, they have a ball that is rechargeable that has a light in it and it rolls in random patterns all over the place. That that's helpful
Yeah.
at 4 in the morning.
Oh, dear.
Oh, they're so cute. And oh, she's just funny. And they've got these things because they have a little cute apartment, but so instead of getting the big things, these like go up to the rafter and down, and
Yeah,
then
those
they're narrow.
cat trees are cool. I'll have to get you a cat tree blanket then. I gotta, I here actually, because the kitty kept laying on the blanket I was trying to make for Binny Boy, I can't crochet when he's laying on it. So I had to go over and get his blanket, the kitty blanket from off his
Oh,
cat tree, because I have this. It's just a little square
oh,
blanket. It's just big enough to lay the on the flat part of the tree because kitties love blankets. They love blankets.
yes, she's a lover of blankets. We brought I
You just
brought
have to
over
get you a
um,
kitty blanket.
some of Zuni's stuff, the padded ones, the blankies that are. I mean, I washed them and everything, but we folded it up and flop right
Yep.
there, just owned it. Yeah, so I can see that.
Yep. I'll have to
Mhm.
get you a little kitty blanket.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay!
In fact, I just took a big stack of them over to the um, animal shelter.
Oh, you do that?
Yeah, because it's a great way to get rid of yarn
Okay.
and extra yarn. Like after I do a project, I have enough yarn sometimes to not do another project, but enough to make a little pet blanket. So I make these little squares and take them over, and then they put them in the cages with all the babies. So like the little puppies and kitties, and then the blankets go home with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's such a nice thing to do. Everybody, we should
Um,
have a crochet blankie party with Gwen.
there's
I don't know
some.
how to, I don't know how to crochet if unless it's easy.
It is really easy. It's just I don't do anything fancy. Just a granny square, just one big granny square, and it works out good. I came across it. Trying to think how I even came across it because I have my crochet group, and so different people
Right.
come in and they do different projects for different things. Like preemies. There's Linus, Linus blankets for there's
Aw.
a group called Linus, and so it's blankets that are donated to small children, and I forget what the situation is with them. And then there's, like I said, the preemies. People do hats for the babies.
Right, I've
But
heard
it has
that.
to be
Yeah.
special yarn, that has to be special yarn. There's some other thing. There's like a bazillion groups that you can crochet things for, and
Huh.
some are very specific on the yarn content. Like there's there's a group for doing hats for women who are undergoing cancer treatment,
Right.
and that has to be a specific type of yarn too, because you want it nice and soft for the sensitive head. Same with the babies. But see, this yarn for that, when it goes to the animals, they don't have any real needs. They're like, they just want to be warm and cuddled and have some loving. So that works out good, because then I don't have to worry about having any kind of special yarn for them. They love whatever they get. And it's funny because each one gets its seal of approval from this one.
Aw.
I put down the new one on the pile. He jumps up and he like sniffs at it, sits on it, checks it out. Sometimes lays on it. It's like,
So they're tested and approved. I love that.
so yeah, it's fun. I'll have to get you one for the
I
Gorgon.
would love that. Yay. Gorgonzola Gonzalez.
Ah, what a sweet little guy. You're just going to have to get in there and start playing with him more, so that he goes, "Oh, this is the grandma that loves to play with me." And get some
It
little
will happen.
treats. Get some little
Yes.
treats to put
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
Gotta
It'll
love
be
those
fun.
babies.
They
Love
are
those
cute.
babies. Yeah. Such
So
goodies.
what else is new?
That's about it. Those are the biggies. Your birthday, Misty seeing her boyfriend, me crocheting.
Kitty babies. Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've mentioned it to you, and I don't think you might have noticed. They, on my Sunday meditations, I'm playing replays. Spirit kind of gave me a little nudge of this, just run the replays. So so Sunday morning are pre-recorded.
Oh, that's nice. Facebook was giving me difficulty in locating you for the last few times.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to like click through 2 or 3 different things like to deliberately get to you. You didn't just come up on your page like you used to. And so I'm wondering if that's a thing now.
I don't know.
So I have to ask somebody to
know.
look for me as well.
Yeah, I've seen yours coming up on the Spiritual Communities Network's Facebook page. I see your videos come up on there.
Okay.
I like how you're adding in the content from it. Because I don't think you used to do that.
No, I did start to try to be a little more vocal.
Yeah, because what do? You've got your content when you do it, so you're just putting it in. Yeah, I thought that was.
I'm pulling out a specific part of it and putting it in there. Yeah.
Yep, I like that because
thanks.
because a lot of times I'll see it and I can't really stop to listen to it, but I noticed you writing it. I'm like, so I can read it real quick, kind of tune into the vibe.
Wait. Wait. I don't even know.
Beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great. I love it.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
You write them out beforehand, right?
Sometimes, and it'll come to me and I'll speak it into my thing and then I'll print it out. But it changes as I'm saying it, because that was then, and that was the gist of the download. But then as you're speaking it, you know how that is. I hear, hello, choir.
But there's an app you can use that you can run your video through, and it'll give you the transcript.
Ah,
And then you can just put the transcript in there. And because I know you put them on YouTube as well. So anybody
right.
who wants to visit Denise's YouTube channel, you can find her stuff there as well. Because YouTube likes the content in there.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you put the transcription in there, that kind of helps with those algorithms. And again, people being able to see it.
Right.
And here's another content tip. You can blog it.
Okay. Yes, I know you. Yes, I got to keep up that encouragement.
But no, I'll tell you what, I love what you're doing with putting the content in with the
Thank you.
video because
Okay, I take that and I'll run with it.
I like
Then
it.
next week you go, Denise, content is content. The book didn't need to go in there.
No, you're good.
Note to self.
You're good. You're good. We can never get enough, Denise. Just put it all out there.
Put it all out there. Woo! Yes.
Smear it,
Smear it. We are the ripples of the world. There you go. Wait, we are the world. We are. I saw that on something. It must have been a TikTok. Takes you back.
Yeah.
I'm like, talk about whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Like that how young everybody was and how they all were actually in that one room. That's actually quite impressive.
Yeah, that is
a whole lot of, because now you don't need to do that. Now you can be anywhere in the world to get all that talent together to record that.
Yeah, kind of like they did in COVID. During COVID, remember there was a whole bunch
Yes.
of people that all did a Zoom concert.
Right.
That was
Concerts.
Really,
yeah.
really nice.
I had friends that did that with dance, with it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. How good.
We are innovative still. Don't let anybody tell you that the human brain is disintegrating. And that I'm gonna electrify my brain with some water here. Hold on.
Not your Cuban coffee.
Oh no, this is how much water I need to drink after a Cuban coffee.
There you
But
go.
will I have another one? I might today.
I think you should.
And should I then come back on with you?
Just run on over here.
That would be it. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It's a nice little treat.
I just wanted to let you know on my Sunday morning meditations.
Okay.
The Sunday morning meditations, they are pre-recorded now. And so I know that you always give a shout out. I will respond to your shout out. If you shout out, it's just I won't be responding to your shout out
in the moment.
In real time.
That's okay. You know what? Do we really know that? Because what is real about time?
It's all one big soup bowl, right?
Yeah. I often think that, like, how that brings to mind the Harry Potter movie where they take the memories out and they put them in that bowl.
I don't think I've watched enough Harry Potter to know that.
Oh, you have not? I can't believe it. That was
one of these days. I have said
we could do a Harry Potter marathon.
I've said I need to do that. So, because I think I've seen bits and pieces. You know, I think we talked about this too. The Indiana Jones. I've never watched an Indiana Jones.
Oh, I've watched the old ones. I haven't seen the newer ones.
I heard I heard the new one stinks.
Oh, I don't know, but
I've never seen.
I hate to think that. Yeah. Well, he's older now. He was quite the escape artist, and when you think that's back when all those sets were real.
Right. Well, that's the thing I think that everybody's kind of poo-pooing on is it's very CGI.
Well, that's the way of things now because that's the budget, that's the everything, the insurance. What
I don't
can you
know.
imagine insuring a set like that if it was real? Mike and I were talking
Right.
about that. Not to be a. Do you ever see SNL? Debbie Downer. Okay, not to be a Denise Downer, but Mike and I were driving over here, and there was an accident, but hopefully the person was well. But we were talking about how our country is so legit.
Legitimized?
That's true, but
Litigious?
litigious.
Litigious?
Yes, litigious. Is that it?
I
Okay.
think it
And
is.
that most of our
Yeah,
society
litigious
is based
litigation.
around that. Like everything is based around, ooh, will I get sued? Um,
I don't
yeah.
yeah, there's people out there that'll do that, but you know what? I hold space that,
It's not me, it's
it's
not you. And
not
we're gonna ripple that out.
and the people
Yeah.
we'll connect with are the people we need to connect with, and,
Yes.
it's all I'm glad we brought this up because this morning's meditation was all on perfection, the perfection of all of it, that even though there's a whole lot of contrast going right now, it's still imperfection.
It's all how we walk through it and who we choose to be as we're going along the way.
I listened to Joel Osteen this morning. So after I meditate, I got in my car and he's talking about, God isn't surprised by what we do. It's not like if you anthropomorphize your anthropomorphize your God. Um, you know, he is not sitting there going, "Oh, they really screwed this one up. I don't know if I can get them out of this." That's not how that works. So, it's all
Right.
because again, to the soup thing, it's that soup thing. You know, it's all part of the perfect soup. And even though it might have contrasty kind of feels and looks to it, it still always moves to our highest good. So
And the highest good of all.
there's my soapbox for the day.
Hey, I'm standing taller. Oh,
Sometimes you just can't stop it.
oh.
Go ahead, Denise. I know you got something that wants to spill out.
Let's get back to our Harry Potter marathon.
Well,
Oh, that's where
you
the
tell me about
insurance
the
was coming
bowl.
from.
Tell me about the
Yes.
bowl, the memories in the bowl. Something
Oh,
about memories in
I
the
can't
bowl.
tell you now that I know you haven't seen it.
That's all right. That's all
We're
right.
gonna have to. You
Trust
got
me,
to.
there are no spoilers with this. I've seen enough pieces and parts and heard people talk. There is no way you can spoil Harry Potter for
Well,
me.
it's the whole thing about time. Well, and even, oh, do you know about the little watch that you could turn the time back or forward?
No,
Ah,
I need one of those.
yes. You just are not supposed to cross your own path.
Ah, yeah.
Although I would have a bunch of fun
That's
with
what I'm thinking.
me along the way. I mean, I could see that. All
Yeah.
my
Oh my
personalities
God.
have fun together.
I don't think the universe could handle two Denise floods at the same time on the same
Oh,
timeline. No, that wouldn't work. But this
are
also
you
sounds a
sure?
lot like a Umbrella Academy
Oh,
episode.
yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. Talk about time being nonlinear.
Yeah.
Yes,
What's
yes.
his face had to watch out that he number five had to watch that he didn't cross his own path. Well, no, he intentionally crossed his own path, but had to be aware of the symptoms that went with it.
We're getting a little stretching going on here. Sorry. That was my grandma. Oh, I just have to look and ooh and ah for a second.
Well, I think it's time for me just to let you go so you just can sit in your kitty heaven.
It's been a great Friday.
Yeah, it was great
Yay.
seeing you. I've missed you. It's been a couple weeks, so it was good to
It
see
has
you.
been.
And
Yay.
you enjoy your visit there with the
Thank you.
grandbaby and the
Thank you.
kids.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll have to connect up when you get back in town.
Yes, we have to, because now we have kitty crocheting and we have Harry Potter marathon. It's got to happen, even if it has to happen in bits.
We should do that. You know, we could
Okay.
do a Harry Potter marathon and I could crochet a blanket for
Oh,
the kitty during that time.
wow. Wow. Wow.
I
Do you
mean,
have a second needle? I could try. I might get a quarter of a
well,
blanket done.
first you'd have to learn that when you crochet, it's a hook. It's a hook,
What did I call it? A thingy?
a needle.
A needle. Okay. Okay. Well, that was a sewing term. That was better than a thingy. That's what I was thinking. I
Oh,
said.
thingy, yeah. Well, thingy, I'm going to let you go. It was a
Okay.
pleasure. Love you bunches. And
Love you
anyone who's
bunches.
listening
Bye,
later,
everybody.
have a blessed week. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Okay.